In this FL Studio tutorial, what I'm going to show you are a couple of ways that we can very simply make a melody. And we're just going to use FL keys, which is the most basic piano sound there is in FL Studio. And we're going to use that because I use piano to start all of my melodies. The reason being, we can also do chords and melodies together. So once we've worked out an idea that works on the piano, we can split it across other instruments. And it's pretty much always going to work for us. I want to presume someone watching this video doesn't have much experience with music theory and perhaps doesn't even have a MIDI keyboard. So we're going to go with the point and click making a melody method here. So the very first thing we're going to do after setting up our project and choosing our BPM is to open the piano roll. The piano roll lives up here and we can bring it up with F7. We're just going to click on it for now. And we're just going to drag that window out so it fills the whole top section for us. It works a lot like the playlist, except we've now got our keys along the side. Now there's some really helpful tools in the piano roll that help us work in the right key. For example, we go up to the little arrow here in the top left hand corner. We can go to helpers and we've got scale highlighting. Here we can choose the key that we're going to work in. It's currently set to F major. Let's switch it to F sharp. And we can see that the key highlights on the screen here moved. Let's change the scale as well. So we're going to change it so it goes into minor harmonic. And we can see it's changed that again. So now as long as we stick to these white highlighted areas, we're always going to be in the right key. And there's our nice F sharp minor scale. Wonderful. Now, if you don't really know your music theory, a really simple way to get chords to work is to always lead off of your root note. So that's going to be F sharp in this case. And then if we skip every other note, we're always going to get a triad that works. So skip every other note in the scale. So you can see there's a white gap here, there's a white gap here. This will give us an F sharp triad. You can't really go wrong using this method. And once you've got a set of chords that you like, which we could do something along the lines of this, just to show you very quickly how easy this is. Cool, and see how it all works really simply, just using those triads and skipping every other note. Once you've got something that works, you can get a bit more experimental. We can start dropping in some other notes that are maybe out of that scale. And really simply there, we've built up that chord progression in just a couple of clicks without really knowing or having to know the theory of what we've done. Now, I've worked on this at quite a high octave. It's right in the middle of the keyboard. What I'd like to do is bring it down. So these are low notes and then put a melody on top of it. So if we hold Command, we can then select all of this, hold Command again and just tap down and down again. It's going to drop it down 2 octaves for us. This is like we're now playing right on the left-hand side of the piano. Definitely too low. So let's go up an octave. That's really dark and moody now. I like that. Now, a lot of these notes are really quite loud. These higher ones up here, I want to reduce them just a little bit in level. If I hold Command and select them, if I now hold Option and use my mouse wheel or scroll up and down, you can see the velocity changes for those. So we're just going to dial those back a touch. Now I'm going to use a really simple cheat to write a melody on top of what I've already got here. So I'm going to take the chords in the middle, so these here, and I'm going to copy them up. Remember, we led off of the F sharp here. So we're going to go up to F sharp again. Now that's going to have the chords an octave above everything else. And that might be all we're after, but I'm going to use the cut tool just by pressing C, gives us the knife here. And I'm going to just slice through some of these just to give like a bit of a melodic feel in what's going on. Yeah, so we can just do very simple cuts through chords, chop them up as we feel and see fit, and quite simply just test out how they work. Super moody and atmospheric, if you will. Let's bump it up another octave and see how that works for us. Oh, quick note, we always have to hit P just to switch back to the pencil tool. If we want to bump up an octave, it won't do it with cut on. But the other thing now is, do we take all of these out and just have it go like this? Those out and have it run back in. And then we can maybe just carry this one over, start it there instead. And there we very quickly, very easily built up a melody without really knowing too much what we're doing. Now it feels a little bit rigid in places, and that's due to a lot of the velocities. But remember, we can just select any note and just quickly adjust the individual velocities, or we can actually just click down here and adjust them all en masse. Now, if we select, say, just these notes in the middle, we can go and adjust just those velocities as well. And we can really change the feel of what we're after. The other thing is to perhaps zoom in and adjust the start times of the notes. Now at the minute they're going to snap. What I will do is go up here to the top left, little magnet icon, just switch snap and change it over to none. And we can just very slightly bring these chords in and just taper them off as well at the end. Just have it so they roll in just a little bit more naturally. Yeah, you hear a difference when they're just ever so slightly staggered. You can be quite extreme with it as well. Have them like really roll in. And there's a way we can do that with a tool as well. So if we put all of these back exactly where they were, for example, so let's put snap back on to cell. And I think we just did that there. If we highlight those, we can go up into the top left here. We've got tools, and there is a tool called a strum, and that will basically allow us to do what we were just doing in increments like this, just by using the timing tool. So that, guys, is a couple of ways that you can very quickly and easily create melodies in FL Studio using the piano roll with just a point and click. Hope that tutorial was helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.